Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this stylish two-piece that I'm wearing. It's a stylish bubble top with front pockets and a short pant, and this is what the back looks like. If this is something you would like to make sure to keep watching and make sure you watch to the end. And if you find the video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So I made use of 4.5 yards of this beautiful African print fabric. So I'll be making both the blouse and the shorts from that 4.5 yards. And I also have my other materials here. So let's go ahead now to fold the fabric. So we'll be starting with the blouse, the bubble blouse, and I have the fabric cut out already. So this fabric is not up to 2 yards. This is 1 yard and about 31 inches extra, so that's why I said it's not up to 2 yards. So if you want your own top longer, you can decide to use the complete 2 yards of fabric. You decide to fold the 2 yards of fabric. So to fold this, I'm going to take from the base of the fabric and just fold all the way to the upper part. So fold the two edge of the fabric to meet each other this way, as you can see, and then I'm going to further fold it into four. So go ahead to arrange your fold very well. And after folding that way, I'm going to then fold it this way to create a fold of four, because I'll be cutting both the front and the back panels together. So after folding, this is what you should have. This upper part should be completely closed and the other side will be opened with folds, as you can see. So the length of my top is 30 inches and I added 1 extra inch to it for my folding allowance. So that's why I said if you want your blouse longer, you're going to need to fold about 2 yards, a complete 2 yards of fabric. So the wideness of the fabric is 22.5, which is okay for me. So you can decide to reduce your own fabric by the side if you don't want the sleeves to be as long as mine. So to get the length of the sleeve, I'm going to first of all take my shoulder measurements divided by 2, which is 8 inches. So that means the remaining 14.5 inches or 15 inches is going to serve as my sleeve plus the folding allowance, which is very okay, but you can decide to reduce yours if you want to. After doing that, I'll come over to this apex of the fabric again and mark the neckline, which is 3 inches width. The wideness of the neckline is 3 inches, while the depth of the back neckline is 1 inch. Then I'll go ahead to connect it together this way. After that, I'll come over to the edge of the fabric, the open side of my fabric, and take my shoulder slope of 1 inch and then connect it all the way to meet the neckline this way. After connecting, the next thing is to mark the armhole opening, and I'm going to be doing 11 inches for mine. Then from that 11 inches point, I'm going to just extend the line into the fabric to create the chest line. So on the chest line, I'm going to place the biggest part of my body divided by 4, which is my hip measurement. Divided by 4 is 11 inches, and then I'm going to add 6 extra inches to it to give 17 inches. So you can decide to add more or less to your own, just depends on what you want. So from that point, I'm going to just connect it all the way down to the full length of my blouse. And towards this armhole area, I'm going to form a slight curve this way. So the next thing we want to do now is to cut this out. So I'm going to cut out the neckline for both the front and the back, and then I'll add half an inch towards the shoulder area for joining, then cut out the sides. So I just trim the base to make sure it is equal. So I'll separate the front panel from the back while we work on the front neckline. So I'll come over to the center front of the front panel and come in by 2 inches all the way down. So from the center front of your front panel, come in by 2 inches. And then I'll take my ruler now and connect the points together all the way to meet the neck width. Connect the points together this way. So we're going to cut out this part that we just marked and we'll replace it with the collar design. So after cutting out, you should have something that looks like this. The next thing we want to do is to join the front and the back panels on the shoulder. So I'm going to place them right sides facing each other. Just go ahead to arrange it this way. And then I'll take it to the sewing machine now and close up the shoulder using 1/2 inch. I'll do the same thing for the other side, and then I'll also fold in the sleeve opening and show you guys. So after joining the shoulders, this is what we have. I also folded the sleeve opening and stitched it all the way down. So the next thing we want to do is to insert the pockets in front. I have my pockets cut out already and I folded the edge with my iron. I only stitched the upper part. So the pocket dimension is about 8 inches by 9 inches. You can work with whatever size you want. It just depends on you. And I have two pieces of it. So I'm going to measure where I want my pockets to sit in front of my blouse. So I've already stitched the upper part of the pocket, as you can see, while I just used my iron to fold in the remaining part. So from the highest point of the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 18 inches. And then from the center front, I'll come in by 2.5 inches. So I'm going to just use my chalk to mark that point. Then place my pocket on the front panel alone. I'll hold the pocket down with a pin and then take it to my sewing machine and stitch on all the three sides this way, leaving the upper part opened. And then I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. I'll place the pocket in front, use my pin to hold it down to the front panel alone, and then go ahead to stitch on the three sides. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after fixing the pockets, this is what we have. The next thing we want to do is to work on the collar, the front collar. So I'll fold my fabric into two this way, fold all the way from the back neckline to the front, and then notch the center back. After notching, I'll take my tape rule and measure from the center back all the way down to the front. So keep measuring all the way down. So after measuring, I got 35 inches multiplied by 2 is 70 inches. So I'll cut out a collar that is about 72 inches long just to be on the safe side. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut it out and I also ironed it. So for the wideness of the fabric, I have 5 inches. So I folded in 1/2 inch on both sides. So I have 4 inches left and then I folded into 2 again to get the 2 inches that we took out from the front panel. So the width of the collar is 2 inches. So what I'm going to do next is to fold it into two this way, right sides facing each other. Fold it into two and then use your chalk to highlight the midpoint. So after doing that, I'll get the neckline of my blouse and then go ahead to measure where I want the front neckline to stop. So from the shoulder joining, I'll just measure 9 inches. That is where I want the neckline to stop in front. And then I'll also measure what I have at the back neckline, which is 4 inches. So 9 plus 4 is 13 inches. So from that folded part of the collar, I'm going to come down by 13 inches. And then I'll take it to my sewing machine now. Following this crease line, I'm going to stitch closed. From that 13 inches, go ahead to stitch it closed all the way down. So guys, after stitching, this is what we have. Go ahead to flip the collar now to the right side and iron it out. So you should have something that looks like this. So that open part is going to be the opening where our head is going to pass through when wearing our blouse. So to attach the collar to the blouse, go ahead to mark the midpoint again. I already have it marked out. So I'm going to go ahead and fix the neckline in between my collar, making sure the center of the back neckline that I notched is sitting directly on the marked part. And then I'll just go ahead and keep fixing the neckline in between the collar this way. You can first of all pin it down before you stitch, or you can just take it to the sewing machine and stitch on the collar all the way down. So when you're done stitching that side, come over to the other side and fix it in this way, then stitch it all the way down. I hope you guys understand. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after fixing the collar, this is what we have. I also went ahead to close up the sides of the blouse and finished up the base. So we're done now with the blouse part of this two piece. Let's go over to work on the shorts. So for the shorts, I have my fabric cut out and it's in a fold of two. This is for the front panel. The first thing you want to do is to mark out a starting line at the upper part of your fabric, which is going to serve as the waistline. So after marking, this short is going to have a waistband of 2 inches. So I'll place my tape rule 2 inches above the starting line to mark all the vertical measurements. The first is the full length of the pants, which is 18 inches. Then I added 2 extra inches to it for the folding, so I'm marking 20 inches, as you can see. And then I'll cut out the excess fabric. So my fabric is in a fold of two. So to get the wideness of fabric to fold, I divided my hip measurement by 4, which is 11 inches, 1 inch for ease, making 12, and 1 inch for seam allowance, making 13 inches. And then I added 4 extra inches to ease because of the crotch extension. So after doing that, to mark the vertical measurement, you're still going to place your tape rule 2 inches above the starting line because of your band. The first measurement we're marking is from the waistline to the hip line. So mine is 10.5 inches. And the next measurement is from the waistline to the crotch depth. To get your crotch depth, divide your hip measurement by 4 and add 1.5 inches to it. So for mine, my hip measurement divided by 4 is 11 inches plus 1.5 inches, that is 12.5. So my crotch depth is 12.5 inches. And then I would extend the lines this way. So this is the waistline, the hip line, and the crotch line. After that, I'll come over to the hip line. From the folded part of my fabric, I'll mark my hip measurements divided by 4, which is 11 inches, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance to make 13 inches. And then I marked the 13 inches on all the 3 lines and connected the points together. After that, the next thing is to mark the crotch extension. So to get your crotch extension, divide your hip measurement by 4. Whatever you got, divide by 4 again. So for mine, it is approximately 3 inches. And then I'll form a slight curve this way. After that, I'll measure what I have on the crotch line all the way to the extension, which is 16 inches. And then I'll mark the midpoint. After marking the midpoint, I'll extend the line all the way down this way. After marking, I'll measure what I have on both sides of the line, which is 8 inches on both sides. So for the opening at the base, I'm going to do 7 inches on both sides. If you want yours wide at the base, you can just leave it at that 8 inches. It just depends on you. So I marked 7 inches on both sides and then I connected it in this way. Before I cut it out, I'll come over to the waist and come in by half an inch. This is optional, and just connect it up. So this is all for the front part of this pants. Let's go ahead to cut it out. So we're going to use this front now to cut out the back, and I've placed it on another fabric that is in a fold of 2. So you're going to cut out a bigger fabric for the back panel because of the crotch extension. So you need about 4 to 5 inches towards this side depending on the crotch length you are working with. Towards the waist area, I added 1 inch because the back waistline is always higher than the front, and towards the crotch, I added extra 4 inches. So we don't need any other allowance on this side because we already added it to the front panel. So the first thing I'm going to do is to come over to the hip line and then come in by 2.5 inches. A bigger side can do up to 3 inches and a smaller side can just do 2 inches. This is for the butt allowance, and then I'll extend the back crotch by the same thing I used in front, which is 3 inches. So I'll extend it this way and then curve it out. So make sure your back crotch and your front crotch are sitting on the same line. That is very, very important. And then I'll take my ruler and just form a line all the way up to the waistline this way. The line is going to appear slanted like this. So towards this area, I'm going to come in by 2 inches for the seam allowance. This is the seam allowance that we're going to use to close up the crotch area, and then connect it all the way down this way. So after doing that, this is what we have. The next thing to do is to slant the waistline all the way to the side. So I'm going to slant it this way all the way to the side. And this is basically all for the back. Let's go ahead now to cut it out. So like I said earlier, we're not adding any allowance to this side since we already added our seam allowance to the front panel. So guys, after cutting, this is what we have. So I'll place the two pieces right side facing each other this way and then go ahead to close up the crotch area using 1/2 inch allowance. I'll do the same thing for the back and show you guys. So after closing up, this is what we have. So I will not be adding pockets to this short because I don't want this video to be too long. I have other videos where I have showed you guys how to add pockets to your pants. So the next thing we want to do is to close up the crotch area. So merge the front and the back crotch this way and then use 1/2 inch to close it up all the way down. You can use your pin to hold it down before you stitch. So when I'm done closing up the crotch, I'll come over to the sides. I'll merge the sides together as well and then use 1 inch to close it up all the way down. I'll repeat the same thing on the other side, and when I'm done I'll show you guys. So guys, after closing up the crotch and the sides, this is what we have. I also went ahead to finish up the base of the short by folding it twice and stitching all around. The next thing we want to work on is the waistband. So from the center front, I'm going to go ahead to measure what I have all around the waistline. So notice that this short is going to have elastic band on the waist. So what I have on the waist is about 48 inches. I'll add 1 extra inch to it and cut out 49. After cutting out, this is what we have. Make sure to iron your hair stay to the wrong side of your fabric. So the wideness is 5 inches and I folded 1/2 inch on both sides, then folded it again to make my 2 inches width, while the length is 49 inches, just like I said. So to fix the band to the waistline, we're going to start on the wrong side. So I have several videos where I've explained how to do this. So I'll place my waistband right side facing the wrong side of my short, and then I'll open up that 1/2 inch allowance and then go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So you're going to leave an allowance of 1/2 inch before you start stitching. So that's 1/2 inch, you're going to use it to close up the band at the back. So when you stitch all the way to this point again, you're going to have another extra 1/2 inch. That is the reason why we added that extra 1 inch. You close it up and then flip your band over to the right side this way. You flip your band over to the right side this way and then go ahead to stitch it all around it. So guys, after stitching, this is what we have. I also left a 2 inch gap to pass in my elastic band. So for the length of your elastic band, you're going to use your waist measurement minus 3 inches. So my waist measurement is 34 inches minus 3, that is 31 inches. And I'll be using this 1.5 inches width waistband, elastic band I mean. So I'll get my pin now and pass it through the elastic band this way and then close it up. Then from that point that I opened, I'm going to start passing my elastic band with the pin. So while you're passing, make sure to arrange the elastic band very well so that it does not squeeze inside your waistband. So while I was passing it, I kept arranging and pulling my elastic band so that it stays firm. So pass the band, elastic band with the pin till you get to the opening again. So you can see me adjusting the elastic band even while passing through the channel. So my elastic band is out now. I'll merge the two together and go ahead to stitch it closed. After stitching, this is what we have. I also went ahead to close up the opening and then I arranged my elastic very well and you can see how neat it looks. So to keep the elastic firm, I'm going to just stitch one line on the elastic band, but make sure that while you are stitching, you are pulling your elastic band. Just stitch it all the way around to keep it firm. So guys, this is basically all on how to make this stylish two-piece set. I hope you found this video useful and I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.